Welcome to Operation Healing Heroes. Join me today as we follow up on the healing in progress with U.S. Army veteran Victoria Phillips.
They served for us. They sacrificed for us. Their stories deserve to be told. Every military veteran has a story to tell. Join our host, Jay Garstecki, as we honor the stories of our true American heroes, one soldier at a time. The mission today is Operation Healing Heroes. Brought to you by Great Clips. In the mountains, just outside of San Diego, California, lies an equestrian ranch made for healing.
Our mission at Saddles and Service is to combat the suicide rates of our veterans, active duty military, and first responders by partnering them with a horse and offering them equine-assisted learning and activities.
It's here where we reconnect with U.S. Army veteran Victoria Phillips for an update on her healing progress over the last 8 months.
So it's been 8 months since you and I actually met each other for the first time.
Wow.
And I'll never forget that episode that I filmed, because in the 7 years that I've been doing this, it was legitimately the first time that I had to ask our film crew to kind of cut, because hearing your story and the sacrifices that you've made rocked me to the core. And you know that, because I couldn't hide it. And I vowed at that time that we were going to try and do everything we could to help you, and here we are 8 months later. You've been through a lot, but how are you feeling?
Overwhelmed with so much emotion. You definitely have changed my life for the better in so many ways. From being able to move across the country, to have these experiences of all these veteran organizations to overcome and work through different scenarios and different struggles that I internally go through, because suicidal ideations are a thing, especially when times are really hard. And sometimes the easy way out is to make a permanent decision such as that. And you still have given me hope with all these things to look forward to in life. So it's definitely saved my life.
There's a saying that says, never deprive somebody of hope, because it may be all they have.
That's very true. Yes, sir. What has really changed my life is that you guys are there, you guys are authentic, you guys are real, and you care, and you're genuine. That's a thing I feel like a lot of veterans are hesitant about, because they're like, okay, what's this really about? And is this legit? Is this really gonna help me?
We're here for the long haul, and as long as you're willing to accept the help, we're willing to give it. And you've done nothing but prove to me that you want the help and that you're willing to do the effort that it takes to get better. And so I told you, you didn't get broken in one day, and we can't help you get fixed in one day. But that being said, as long as you're having more better days than you are bad days, then at least we've made a step in the right direction.
Yes.
Here we are in beautiful San Diego at Saddles and Service that offers our veterans some great equine therapy.
Wow.
How's it been for you?
It's been absolutely incredible. Like, ever since I was a little girl, I've always loved horses, and just being able to have the opportunity that you had the first time.
It was life-changing for me, it really was. For me to understand how these horses can communicate with us without having to physically speak to us just was absolutely unforgettable. To be back here and to be back here with him, I just wonder how much he remembers me and how much he knows who I am. And yeah, I know.
Horses don't ever
I know
forget.
you know. You know me, don't you? You remember. You remember starting to heal me, and then I took off on you, so I apologize, buddy, but I'm back. Good boy.
Horses don't ever forget. They have excellent memories.
And I went home and told my wife and my son, this is something that I think everybody needs to be able to experience. And so I knew I wanted to get you here, and I knew I wanted you to be able to hopefully feel the comfort and the healing that I felt when I was here my first time.
Operation Healing Heroes is brought to you by Great Clips, the Yance Valor Foundation, and by the Al Lynch Foundation.
Operation Healing Heroes is a nonprofit organization dedicated to documenting the lives of our U.S. military veterans. In addition, we also provide financial support and treatment for post-traumatic stress. Your donation will help heal our heroes. Let's talk about Canelo, your service dog. We were able to talk to Paul and Sonia at VET Service Dogs and get you connected with Canelo, and tell me how that helped.
It helped me immensely because some days were hard where I didn't want to get out of bed, and knowing that he relies on me for basically everything, to be fed, to go outside, to play, bathroom, and everything like that.
Stay. A dog loves you. They don't care what kind of house you have. They don't care what car you drive. They don't care what things you have materialistically, as long as you are there for them and you love them. And I think that's really important because society, unfortunately, doesn't look at it that way, you know?
How about from a trust standpoint? Do you think it helped you regain maybe some trust or faith in humanity?
I believe so. It definitely gave me an extra security blanket in a sense, knowing that I'm safe with him being with me.
Let's talk about Warfighter Advance. What was that like?
Life-changing. Absolutely life-changing.
We see lives changed every day here. It's actually kind of amazing. We've had people start in our program homeless and end up in college, and we've had people, very often people who are medicated, over-medicated, who are able to get off of all psychiatric medications and live healthier, more focused lives.
I didn't know what to expect, and my first time going, I didn't think I belonged because I never deployed in a combat situation.
I think the most amazing thing about Victoria was that when she got here, she was almost ashamed of her service. She would say things like, I was only this, or I was only in this long, or I only did this job. We've really helped her, I think, to own the fact that she's a soldier, and she should own her service, and that everyone who served is valuable. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter if you're putting bullets down Ranger, you're the cook. We can't exist without every single function. And I think she's kind of owned the fact that she was important, and she's not just valued by us, but she was valued by the organization at the time.
The way they just care about people genuinely and wanting you to live a healthier lifestyle is just mind-blowing, and it's life-changing. Like I said, even for me. I was able to get off 9 pills of medications that I was on, and now I'm like an actual human being.
And they were professional patients when they came to us, but now they're actually, you know, leading, like warfighters should lead in their communities.
You know, you went for your stellate ganglion block shots. That was one of the first things we had on our agenda to try and get you some help.
So since getting off the meds, I am looking forward to the SGB shot, helping me stay a little bit more level-headed and clear-minded, because emotions are very raw for me.
Tell me a little bit about that shot and those shots and how they helped you, or if they helped you.
Because of the SGB shots, it's changed my life knowing that there's ways to overcome anxiousness, PTSD.
So basically, to me, all trauma affects the brain. Sexual trauma is particularly problematic because there is invasion of the body, and so MST, or military sexual trauma, is particularly problematic because there is no safety. So that's why if you can reverse that trauma, which stellate ganglion block or sympathetic block seem to be able to do, that's why it's so important to do it, and you want to do it as soon as you can, because the longer you have PTSD, the more of a burden on the body.
I felt like I was on cloud 9. It was such a weird, different type of feeling that I've never experienced before, and I remember waking up and just feeling just fresh, happy-go-lucky, and it's just really hard to explain unless you've actually had it yourself, which I highly recommend.
Operation Healing Heroes is brought to you by Great Clips, Lumberjack Lodge, and by RECON Boats.
I'll do my best not to
I swear.
Just like basic training, right?
If you'd like to see more behind-the-scenes footage, follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, make sure you check out our podcast, Operation Healing Heroes, where we're going to tell more veteran stories. If you're a U.S. military veteran in Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, or beautiful sunny Florida, log on to our website, takeavetfishing.org, to find an event near you.
Every year, Progressive Insurance and Enterprise Rent-A-Car partner to provide reliable cars to deserving veterans in every state across our great nation.
You and I worked together, and we were able to get your application in, and you won. You were one of the recipients.
Yeah, it was just, my jaw dropped to the ground when I got notified that I got accepted, and it's life-changing.
At the end of the day, we're still dealing with people, and people that have heart and have the same mindset that our organization or some of these other nonprofit organizations have, and that is to heal our heroes and heal the people that take care of America and take care of us. And that's what Progressive Insurance is all about, is we're still dealing with the people of corporate America, but yet those people, their hearts are in the right places.
At Progressive, one of our core values is the golden rule. This is a great way through our Keys to Progress program to put that into action by giving back to people who have given so much for our country, our military veterans.
As I'm trying right now, I'm trying not to cry from being overwhelmed and just being considered and accepted as a candidate. I never knew this program was even existed until Jay Garstecki told me about it, and I'm just forever grateful because I know this is going to allow me a lot more financial freedom with not being able to have a payment.
As life would have it, and in spite of all the positive changes that Victoria made over the last 8 months, there were setbacks. Setbacks that would require therapy.
And so when you and I talked about going through TRP or TRIP therapy, you were a little bit resistant.
I was, yes. I have been through different types of therapy where it just, I'm trying to think of a proper word without cussing. I was resistant and hesitant in your offering when it came to certain therapy, because I've been through certain therapy and it's just so draining. It's beneficial, but some of it's just so draining, and I just didn't want to deal with it.
But since then, I know that you and Dr. Royster have formed a pretty good relationship.
We definitely have.
I've always said you got to do this on your time, but I knew in my heart that if I was able to get you to talk to her, that there would be benefits to you for it. And I just wanted to see you go from, again, being in a dark place to being the Victoria that I know and the smile that I love seeing.
You guys were able to encourage me to finally speak with Dr. Royster, and it definitely gave me a sense of peace that I hadn't probably ever experienced in my life. And it felt very strange to me because I just was not used to that, in a sense where I just don't know how to describe it. I just say it's like some type of magic that she worked with, because it's just resetting the neurons in your brain and being able to develop a different type of way to cope.
VET Service Dogs seeks to teach each veteran and dog how to create an everlasting bond and mutual respect of each other's ability.
If you'd like to personally thank a veteran that you've seen in one of our episodes, or nominate a veteran to be featured in a future episode, log on to our website, operationhealingheroes.org.
Operation Healing Heroes is brought to you by Power Pole, Wiley X, and by RECON Boats.
So the first time I was here, I don't think I really understood just how broken I was. And it wasn't until I got around these horses and found out what they could do for us that I really realized that the true healing power that these horses have, and it's absolutely amazing. I hope you're getting the same thing out of it.
I definitely am. Coming into this whole program, meeting you 8 months ago, I was skeptical. I was hesitant. I was like, is this the real deal? Like, what is this really about? Because a lot of people just do things for show, but they don't really care once everything, like cameras and lights are off, you know, type thing. And these past 8 months have been a roller coaster of ups and downs. And a thing that I mentioned when I was at Warfighter Advance to somebody is knowing that you saved my life in many ways. Being able to get out of a situation that I was in Colorado, to be able to move across the United States and to provide TRP therapy for me, to go to Warfighter Advance and realize these medications were making me sick and they were making me ill. And to be human again, there's just so many ways that I'm just forever appreciative and grateful because of your organization and the things that you've provided for me and for all these veterans that you've helped in the past and will for the future. It's just something that I want everybody to know and realize that there is ways to get help.
The second time you went back to Warfighter Advance, Dr. Veton texted me and said that she saw a different Victoria, somebody with a light in her eye, a smile on her face, and a different person. Tell me about that.
It was hilarious because Dr. Veton, she's like, I like you better this way. And I'm like, I do too. And I feel more in the moment. I feel more present. Like I said, I don't have that brain fog. I don't have all those medications just making my brain numb, more like at a plateau, and I'm able to experience life and have better thoughts and be able to think more clearly than I ever have in years, actually. So it's definitely feeling a lot lighter.
Good. Do you think that there was any one thing that you've been through that we've been able to help you with that really helped, or do you think it's a culmination of everything that we've been able to help you with that brought you to the new Victoria today, the lighter, brighter?
I would say it's a combination of everything. Yeah. Knowing that there's so many aspects and ways to get better that I had no idea were even available. And so like I spoke about this earlier, and to another individual, that you've saved my life. You are genuine and wanting to help people like me.
You're never gonna get that from me, you know that, right? I'm never looking for anything in return. You know what I'm looking for in return is for you to be here tomorrow, for me. Isolation and suicidal tendencies and all that is never the answer.
Yes,
the minute they come into your brain is when you have to decide, now is the time I need to be stronger, better, faster, harder, and I need to get around the people that I know love me and support me.
And you guys do. You guys are always there no matter what. And if I tell you one of my struggles, you're able to find a solution and being able to help me. And because of that consistency, I'm building more and more of that trust in you guys and knowing that I can lean on you when times are hard.
Yeah, Jake Garstecki has saved my life. Knowing that I'm heard as a person, as an individual, especially being a female in the military. He helped me get Canelo. He helped me get the SGB shots to help with such as nightmares, and I'm not screaming in the middle of the night. He helped me get here to Warfighter. He helped me when I wasn't doing good in Colorado. Suicidal ideations were coming back again, and he was able to help me in different ways, as well as financially, get to my mom and stepdad's house. And I realized, I'm like, 2022 has been the best year of my life. It's the most help I've ever received all at once, and then being accepted for this car as well, it's just like, it's just so much happening, and I'm glad I've held out hope. I'm glad I still pushed through, and I'm glad that there's people like Jay here willing to help people. There's a special place in heaven for him.
Are we good?
I think so.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. If you'd like to personally thank a veteran that you've seen in one of our episodes, or nominate a veteran to be featured in a future episode, log on to our website, operationhealingheroes.org, and click on the nominate button.